Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell, Editor-in-Chief of FedScoop. Today I'm here with Sam Gordy, General Manager and Chief Strategy Officer for IBM's Public and Federal Market. And we're talking today because Think Gov 2020, the digital event experience, normally in person, but this year virtual event experience is going on this week. And we wanted to talk about all things multi-cloud, automated workflow applications, and obviously there's this massive pandemic that's still looming. So all those things and more. But first I wanted to say thanks, Sam, for joining us.
Absolutely, Billy. Thank you very much for having me. And I hope everyone's enjoying Think Gov this year. Unfortunately, I'm up in my attic where I've been for the last 3.5 months, but I'm getting quite used to it. And hopefully we all are at this point.
Great. Well, let's kick off. I know a big theme at this year's summit is multi-cloud. So question number one, how has a multi-cloud portfolio approach to IT helped to accelerate digital transformation in government recently?
Sure. So I think we're seeing across the board this shift to both multi-cloud and hybrid cloud. And I'll say that the key distinction there is you can be multi-cloud and yet still be siloed in your individual clouds there. But if you move to a truly hybrid cloud approach, then you've brought that all together as one holistic ecosystem. And we've seen that happening in the commercial world. I think everybody, as cloud first came to the forefront, looked to, we need to move to the cloud. Everything needs to move to the cloud. We all learned in the course of that process. We learned that some things move very easily to the cloud. Other things are very difficult to move. Some things have great benefit when you move to the cloud. Other things not so much benefit. So think of that as that quad matrix. And now we're realizing that at the end of the day, you really need to have this truly multi-cloud, hybrid cloud environment. And that's everything from an on-prem capability, be that x86 or mainframe based. You're going to have multiple private clouds in play, and then even multiple public clouds. Being able to pull all that together in one coherent ecosystem to truly leverage your data. And at the end of the day, that's the goal. It's not how many clouds do I have. It's can I truly leverage all my data and gain benefit from that. And we are seeing that across the board. And so by being able to operate in that holistic environment, then you can truly leverage all of your data wherever it may be. And you can also protect it wherever it may be at different levels of security classification, which is key at the end of the day as well.
Fantastic. And now thinking about automated workflow applications, how have they transformed the delivery of digital services in government?
So I think we're all seeing, right, the pandemic's weighing heavily on us all, right? And I think we very quickly learned that workflows which had been digitized, which had been automated, were very easy to keep running, and you didn't have to change significantly as we all shifted to a work from home environment. In other cases, those that were not automated, that hadn't had this digital reinvention, were in some cases brought to a complete halt. I'm still waiting on a tax return from one state. I won't say who it is, but they haven't processed it yet, and I filed back on the 15th of April. So absolutely, shifting to that more modernized environment allows us to operate from wherever we may be, under whatever conditions we may be. And again, it allows you to leverage all that data. And that's what we're finding across the board. We're understanding what's coming from the commercial world on into government. And you're seeing all these companies around the world who are truly getting into this idea of leveraging their data and becoming truly a data company, irrespective of what industry they're in. And government needs to be operating the same way. At the end of the day, government is probably one of the single largest repositories of data. And that's all tremendous information that we can use to enrich the citizens' lives, to deliver services better, be it healthcare or assistance in the area of Social Security and IRS. We all saw the pains the IRS went through in trying to issue these checks in the course of the pandemic. And so truly it only emphasizes the need to further modernize.
Yeah, and so it sounds like we're having a conversation about data. So data security is obviously an important thing. So what are some of the top priorities you would say when it comes to all of these elements of protecting government data and making government data more secure?
Yeah, I would say two things. It's zero trust, right? The old days of my data is protected because I have this firewall. That is long gone, right? I mean, the key is not the people at the gates, you know, the denial of service attack that's very noticeable that, yes, is a source of frustration. The problem is the quiet person who's getting beyond the firewall, who's then moving about within your data completely surreptitiously. And so that demands the need for zero trust, for encrypting things at a data layer. And we're able to do that now. I mean, that's technology that's readily available, and we need to be implementing that. So that would be number one. Number two, I would say, become quantum safe. Implement that today, because quantum computing is coming faster than we know it. And once that happens, all that current level of encryption will be essentially null and void. We'll have new levels of encryption, so don't worry about that. But you do have quantum safe encryption, which can be implemented today, that can protect all that data. So someone can't exfiltrate your data today and then exploit it in 2, 3, 5 years' time when actual quantum capability comes on board. I'd add one more. I said 2, but I'll add 3. And 3 is we're working from home in the course of this pandemic, and that's requiring a whole new series of security protocols that need to be implemented as we're linking into, you know, our companies or our nation's data from remote sources. So that would be the third element.
Great. And you mentioned the pandemic. Let's cap this conversation off with a thought on what you think might be the key IT lesson, or a few of the key IT lessons that we should take away from this pandemic time.
I would say the key lesson is you can work from home, you can work remotely, you don't need to have everybody in the office, as long as you have a resilient IT infrastructure, a culture, and a set of security protocols that can let you implement that. For us at IBM, we went remote many years ago, and on any given day prior to the pandemic, 25 to 30% of IBM was working remotely, either from their homes or on travel. And in the course of a couple of days, we shifted from 25 to 30% to 95 and 99% in some cases. So we had all the infrastructure in place, we had a culture for doing it, and we had security protocols. So kudos to our CIO, Fletcher Previn, for having implemented all that. It made it seamless for us. Saw many government clients who were challenged to do that. And because they didn't have all of that in place. So it gets back to what we were discussing right off the bat. It's all about multi-cloud, hybrid cloud. It's all about digital reinvention and having the security protocols in place. It all comes back to roost.
Great. Sam, thanks for your thoughts today. Appreciate your time, and hopefully we can chat again soon in person.
Absolutely. Thank you much, Billy. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. Thank you so much. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.